flag on a come out against a crowd of people. So we just want to get out. It's a good one.
Oh, lady!
If France is going to run on as well. Yeah, she's only going to take
Oh, is that?
I'll not shake your hand then, it'll cause wobbly camera.
Go and shake Simon.
Mama, the picture's free.
Oh no, they stopped.
Keep close, Toby. Toby.
If you come too close, I'll stop. It's fine, it's quite rich.
I'd like to try. There's a lot of Doctor Who fans here, and they all want to see things.
Like termites, they'll just burrow their way through.
That's right. I say
we will just.
Yeah, we will. Yeah.
We are
I'm saying he's a brave man. We're part of the swarm. Do you feel yourself just about the hive mind, Brendan?
We're going to go in the same door we went in before.
Well, we're jammed now.
She's going to phone me, I'm going to phone her.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll keep the seat first.
go for like half an hour. They could just take a walk around the whole stadium.
He could just make us do a few laps.
It gives a bit of exercise.
Drop and give me 50.
Because you probably need it.
As a mass. Anyway, shall I tell the Peter Serafinovich story while we're on video?
Yeah, go on.
Alright, so Peter Serafinovich apparently was working on something at the London Weekend Television Studio on the South Bank there.
Right.
And Spike Milligan was in it, but I don't know if you've ever been there. I think you have been there, but to get to the studios, you've got to kind of go upstairs, across things, downstairs, across and then back up again. You've literally got to change floors 3 times, I think, from the ground floor to get to. Anyway, Spike Milligan was walking around this in with his walking stick. He was getting on in years. And Peter Serafinovich said to him, "You've worked here a lot of times in the past, haven't you? He's like, yeah, I know this building very well." Next thing out of Spike Milligan's mouth said, "Do you want to know something about the guy who designed this place?" And Serafinovich was like, "Oh yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting." And Milligan just went, "He's a cunt."
Thank you, that one then. Very nice.
So,
I
don't know why I felt like telling a story about some sort of a Fisher's Jobsworth type person. It sort of is kind of that sort of story, isn't it, in a way?
Right.
Architectural security guard.
How are you doing, Urban? Are you enjoying being part of the mass? As opposed to being, we're used, of course, to our nice little press passes and things like that, giving us exclusive access and things. Today, not so much.
I'm really at risk of humble bragging, of dropping some humble brags.
Do it.
Whenever I've been flown first class, sometimes they fly you first class.
Yeah.
And you turn up at the airport. I'm going to go to Australia, hang out with Hugh Jackman for a few days, whatever. And you turn up and you've got one of those fast pass things, so you don't have to queue to go through security or any of that sort of stuff. You can board first. You can go to the lounge. I hate it, man. I feel so bad. I go off and buy like a sandwich like normally and go the slow way, and I just can't.
Can I just hit you in the face like now?
Why?
Just because I'm agreeing with I'm now agreeing with every other person who's watching this video.
I just can't. I can't.
There we are. See,
you cut my veins.
Yeah, and you guys have to hit him. I'll do it for you.
Shipbuilding comes out of my veins. That's what happens. You cut my veins. You know. I wasn't born in the north, Rich, and I've only met 2 or 3 miners, but I still have nightmares about what Thatcher did to the mines.
Yeah, again. I think this has to happen.
Is it a bit check your privilege time at the moment, is it?
It's not so much check your privilege. It's kind of, stow it a long time ago, a long way away, at least 2 hours before boarding, It really is,
Something deep me up.
I think this is what happens. You've walked onto the plane. Actually, you walked on the plane with your privilege, and they've gone, "I'm sorry, sir, that won't fit in the oversized compartment. You've got too much. So you have to now check it."
What do you mean too much? Did you know Movie Studio X has paid so many thousands of pounds just for me to sit in a car park?
I'm sorry, sir. You can't take that privilege onto the plane. You have to check your privilege. You have to stow it. You'll be able to pick it up after you land in LA.
It's hard work, mate.
I know, it really is hard work.
There.
Yeah. Again, for all the people watching this video.
I'm joking. So I'm not really that big a fan of Doctor Who.
Yeah, again, not so loud.
But I'm not.
Again.
Which one's your doctor, Rich?
This is my doctor.
Yeah. Tom Baker. You're a Tom Baker
Probably Tom Baker when it comes down to it. Just if I think who's Tom Baker, yeah, just because he was there for a long time and he was such a strong figure on the screen.
Tennant in second position then. If longevity is a.
Maybe things again. It's also with when you watch it though and how you argue. So it's going to be Davison for me as my second.
McCoy was the doctor for ages.
Yeah, but he was only on for a little bit, so no one actually saw him much. He was like hiding, I think. He was the hiding doctor. It's like,
what was he doing?
What
was he
He's
doing?
hiding. He was hiding in the TARDIS. He's playing this really, really, really long game of hide and seek with the Master, and he won.
They sound like lyrics to a really, really annoying mid-90s dance track. Hiding in the TARDIS. Yeah. Not as much cosplay here as I saw this morning.
It's true. Well, not as much cosplay. Not as much Doctor Who cosplay here, and at a comic convention where Doctor Who is a minor.
Allegedly,
fact, yeah. Yeah, in comparison, yeah, there's a few, there's lots
Maybe
of
we're
places.
actually surrounded by people like me who just sort of wouldn't wear the band t-shirt to that band's gig.
Again.
You don't do that, it's very gauche.
Right. Okay, I think the strangles this time. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There we go.
Next time I go to Dido, I'll try to be wearing my Dido t-shirt.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that
break your
Dido
glasses?
is somebody that you would, that is the accent you would use if you were the sort of person who went to a good Dido concert, right?
Probably. Let's go with that.
Okay.
Well, do you feel like a sheep, like pigs? What kind of animal do you feel like? Or do you feel like humans?
Well, you know, we are animals.
Well, do you know what? This is the closest we're ever going to get to going to a football match. Do you know what I mean? This.
Never been.
No, of course
I
I've
went
never
as a
been.
kid, it was one of the most miserable experiences of my life.
Were the crowds better or worse there?
The narrative's so simplistic, isn't it? You've got a goal at each end and
Yes,
it's
but
just a linear change.
good visuals. And the colour's nice. You know, they turn up the green quite high. You know.
They don't. It doesn't have that groovy thing where you see advertisements written on the grass
And,
like it
and,
does on
and
the
it does
TV
feel as
now.
if the sound's coming from all around you. You know, it's the really good Dolby.
Surround sound, yeah.
Isn't it?
And pies.
It's good
I like a
fun.
pie.
You like a pie. Yeah. That's us.
Out of the celebration halls, across the boulevard to S10, the mid-theatre session.
That's what we are. That's us. They told us to do what we've been doing.
Understand what's going on.
No, they told us to do what we've been doing.
Is this S10?
Look over there. See you there?
Sierra Tenor.
In fact, actually, I can put my finger right at it. There we go.
Sierra Tenor. So we saw Cribbins earlier. That was
We did.
good.
That's good.
I liked it when he had a sing.
I
almost
loved
joined
his
in.
singing. I should have videoed that. I should have done because he was great. Yeah,
It was tremendous.
I
A
did
couple of
sing him.
cracking tunes, I've got to say.
Yeah.
I'm probably more of a fan of Right Said Fred, not the band, the song, than I am any particular episode of Doctor. I'm just stirring now.
Yes,
aren't
you are.
I?
Of course he is. He is. And do you know what?
I think there are at least
I think he's
4
also
or 5
wrong.
episodes of Doctor Who I
Yeah.
like more than that song.
Again, this
One
time.
of them is Love and Monsters. One of them is.
No, I like Love and Monsters. No, I like Love and Monsters. No one
I
likes it.
genuinely liked it, but what I should have said is Fear Her.
Yeah, what I need
that
to do now.
might actually pour on my
It
head.
won't
if you're
put
not
on your
careful.
head. I'll be careful when I smash it in your face and knock it over your head. Does that hurt?
Slow motion aggression catharsis for you.
I think so.
Do you find yourself feeling
Hang
more
on,
and more violent
let's-
impulses as you get older and older?
No, Brennan. That's just you. And on that happy thought, I think we'll be going in there fairly soon. What do you think?
Well, I think we've recorded too much video.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to edit it. That's us. That's us. Where's your Ice Warrior? Show me.
What I like about this.
Yeah.
I like this is,
No,
I
they're
was
telling
there.
you to come and join
Yeah.
you.
You were.
I didn't buy this after.
No, it's past tense, isn't it? It's like, oh, it's wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
wimey.
Yeah, see, he knows. He says he doesn't like, but he knows. You know.
Stephen
I'm
Moffat
gonna end this.
is the best showrunner Doctor Who's ever had.
Well, I think that's arguably true.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
There's a lot of people who'd argue with me.
Yeah,
What's
well-
the name of that hilarious guy who writes all the anti-Moffat blogs?
Oh, Lawrence Miles.
Yeah. He wouldn't agree with me.
No, he wouldn't.
He is funny though.
He is funny.
He's got an acerbic bite to him, that chap.
Okay, and on that point, 10 minutes in, bye-bye. Excellent.
Send it outwards. Let's go. As fast as you can, guys. Please, run it through. Send it outwards. Do not need caps. You waiting for someone?
And I think there's something forever universal about that, and simple, ultimately, weirdly.
Why do you think it's still here, Gemma? It's been here longer than some of us here in this room.
Exactly the same reason, and I think it's, you can never tire of stories or ideas, you can never tire of seeing somebody enter the TARDIS for the first time. And also, I think it's a unique TV show, and it doesn't really put itself to one audience. It's kind of, you can sit with your grandma and watch it, and you can sit with your niece and watch it, and all of you enjoy it on so many different levels.
What do you think the secret of its longevity is, Marcus?
I think it's the love the fans have for it. I think it touches so many people through different ways. I think the popularity of the show just keeps feeding back into the show.
What do you think, Stephen? Is it an affliction of some kind? Is this some kind of huge group therapy session?
Well, you're going on the charm offensive, aren't you? I think it's certainly outnumbered. Because it's the best thing ever. I mean, it is the best thing ever. And I can prove it with a diagram. If you took all other television series, those other shows that are not Doctor Who and therefore not as good, if you took all of them, we could do any of their stories as a subplot in 5 minutes. Hospital dramas, detective dramas, we could do the news if we wanted, we could be a game show, we could do anything. We've done game shows, so it's every other series at once. It makes the rest of television dispensable, which frankly it is.
So that when you first got this character, all those years ago, what thoughts did you have about what you should bring to it? What you should wear, actually?
Well, at the first audition, I wore a tweed blazer, which I've never since worn, because I look like an idiot. And I wanted him to feel professorial, and I was very intrigued by his alienness in relation to him being around human beings. Which is why I love those episodes with James Corden playing Craig Owens and stuff, because I think when the Doctor is in really human situations, you sort of realise what an alien he is. I mean, actually, I'm saying all this with hindsight. When I first started, I was just sort of wide-eyed and a bit nervous, I think, and I didn't know what to do. I used to ask Stephen a lot of questions, and,
And what were those questions? What were the answers?
What are we doing here? I don't know. Is this going to work? I don't know.
And then we were sat there watching the 11th hour, sort of going, please don't hate us. Please don't hate us. Please
We actually couldn't sit. Everyone else sat in my living room, and we went and stood in the kitchen doorway and peered in.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Is it really on television? Is that all right? Is that a mistake? Because actually they're broadcasting that thing we make in the shed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long did it take to come up with the look of the 11th Doctor? Were there other kind of sartorial arrangements?
Gosh, there were. It was. I mean, at one point it was all sort of very piratey and much more long-coated, and then the tweed blazer sort of we returned to, and then it was missing something, and I put a bow tie on, and Stephen and Beth and Piers never went, oh no, you can't wear a bow tie, and then I came down in it, and they went, it's all right. and then actually it's a combination of things. It's of it feeling like a good costume, but I think in Stephen's writing, actually he's the one that sort of goes, he'll turn it into something. And then I, of course, go, he'll go, there's a theft, and I go, oh, cool. And then he'll blow it up 5 minutes later. Or, he never lets me have the stuff I like.
And this wasn't in a way the man you were looking for, was it? This an image of Matt Smith or somebody like him, not that there is anybody like him, wasn't what you had in mind.
No, I almost certainly thought we were going to go for somebody older, because David in effect was a young Doctor, so I thought maybe we should vary go older. But that's what happens when auditions work, is an actor, you don't tell the actor what to do, the actor tells you what you should do. And anyone who saw Matt Smith's first audition as Doctor Who would have cast him. It was that good. It was just, all right, well, there it is. That's it, sorted. That's what Doctor Who's going to be now. And we sort of went through the motions, but we could have, I think nowadays I just said, oh, let's just cancel the rest, for heaven's sake, let's just do it. I was nervous because I was new in the role myself, but he was just, it was impeccable.
Can you remember what he did at the audition?
Yeah, I've got it on my laptop. Yes, I can. I can. I will send it to you. Yes. I might just post it to YouTube for the hell of it.
I've never seen it.
Also, I've got it. I think it won't be on my laptop because that's the laptop when I erased everything. Yeah. I lost it. Never mind. But yes, I do have it, and it's wonderful. It's terrific.
And can you describe the qualities that...
Well, it was this young, cool, good-looking bloke. Oh God, I'm actually saying those words. Came in, and you are thinking, well, we're not really going to get. I'm not casting a 27-year-old doctor. And he sat there, and suddenly, inside this very young man was an old boffin, flustering away, and suddenly you're just looking at the doctor because he's simultaneously a young hot bloke and mad old boffin at the same time. You think, well, that doesn't happen every day, does it? And the fact that he got that, because because Matt's not. He got that. Terrific.
But it's interesting that you were so young. It didn't become a subject
I'm
of
only
comment, did it?
No.
Yeah, you
In
were
a way that
young,
it did
I
when...
remember that. That's a while back now.
In a way that when Peter Davison took on the role, there was a bit of surprise about that, wasn't there?
Yeah, I was shocked when Peter Davison took over Doctor Who because he was so young, but I instantly loved him when he turned up. It just became the exciting thing, the fact that we cast a 26-year-old at the time. And everybody, and I quite liked that, everyone said, oh, for God's sake, that's entirely wrong, you must cease and desist and step away. And then, of course, which just meant that everyone was rapturous when they realised that he was brilliant.
And what do you make, Matt, of this idea that's often said about you that somehow there is this kind of ancient quality about you? I've often heard people say, well, you could grow up into William Hart.
Gosh, yeah. Well, I sort of take it as a compliment, I suppose. I mean, it was something that I was intrigued with because it ultimately, and actually you said this to me because there was a lot of talk when I was young. That is the next Doctor in fantasy. There it is. That I was too young, but as kind of you would always say, like, well, he's 900. Show me an actor that can actually play him. So I just sort of tried to embrace the old crankiness of him, I suppose, with having a relatively young face at the time.
Okay, well, we're going to take you back now to the very first scene that you filmed as the Doctor after your regeneration scene. And this is a clip from Time of the Angels.
The snow always comes when we don't want. I think we've only been sent home one day with the weather. We've battled through most of it. Some of the weather in Cardiff can be quite extreme.
We got snowed in, didn't we?
Yeah, on the Gangers episode, yeah.
It was like, it was so cold. So cold.
I remember you came in when we were in an edit and you said, and you looked slightly perturbed. So Piers and I said, well, something happened. He said, the roof's fallen in. And we thought you meant metaphorically. So what's happening? No, the roof, it fell in on the actors.
Jenna, when you joined the show, were you warned about all this kind of thing? Cold weather,
We don't mention these things.
No. I just always remember Matt's face with the kind of like knowing like but no, you were kind of just, I came in mid-series and we're up and running and kind of straight into it.
And we filmed through the summer in your first season.
Yeah, we did.
You're starting in January this year, you're going to feel it.
In fact, we filmed Hyder in...
it was roasting.
And we had all the windows are blacked out and we were going into this haunted house. Outside it was absolutely beautiful, so I always remember that first week we kind of spent in glorious sunshine.
Well, let's see Clara now, not necessarily in her natural habitat, but on screen, in action, in The Name of the Doctor.
That and Springing Paul McGann and everybody in the prequel are probably the things I've enjoyed.
Great!
I think those have been some of my most fun moments, and I really love the final moments of The Name of the Doctor. Which, it was a difficult episode to do, just those not in the name of the Doctor, and there he is, and it's John Hurt. What a birthday present for the Doctor! He gets to be John Hurt.
Are the rules a bit different when you're writing an anniversary episode because of all the pieces that have to be put onto the board?
I think the thing you have to keep in mind is that the rules can't be different. It's not a party. It's not just look how clever we are. There is a trap in saying, this episode will now celebrate Doctor Who. As that's Doctor Who celebrating itself, that's a bit of an ego trip. Having said that, a show with 3 iterations of the same man is possibly, would be best titled an ego trip. How should I call it that? Damn, that's good. So you actually have to stick to the fact you have to make a good story. That's really what you're doing. You're trying to make a really good story, and you're trying to push the boat out a bit more. And what that really means is that I give Marcus a much worse time than normal, because really this show isn't, this particular episode, funded that much better than any other one or scheduled any better. And it was tough. And what these guys have managed to wring out of it is extraordinary. Everyone's going to think it's a multi-million-pound blockbuster. It's because this guy's clever, because this man's clever.
Jenna, was the meeting between companions as momentous as the meeting between doctors? Billy Piper, of course, returns in this episode.
I have been told not to say anything regarding Billy, so that is all going to be a big surprise for you all tomorrow night.
Okay. Well, we all know, we've all seen you together with your previous incarnations. Then, what was the chemistry like between you?
Brett, good actually. We sort of quite interesting. I think our doctors get on well. Wait and see tomorrow night, but I think it's just exciting for the show to have that character confront himself. And ridiculous. There's a ridiculousness in it which will never grow old. There's a version in which you could sort of make the show with another Doctor all the time. I felt that with Peter, having him come in. I was a bit like, I sort of wish I got to do a bit of acting with you. Yeah. But instead, you're taking my face and making me old.
Is it inevitable you feel a bit like that?
No, it doesn't. I think the show is about to embark on a really interesting time. I think, in Peter you have an actor that's going to throw a heap of new invention onto the part, and I think with the momentum of the 50th anniversary and everything, the show's just going to snowball and continue to sort of be enormous, a juggernaut.
Okay, well, we're going to go out to this enormous audience. Now, if you have a question for any of the guys up there, oh yes, then stick your hands up, and trained BBC staff in blue tops will come and pick some of you, and then you will be pointed in front of a microphone and speak to the guys up here in just a moment. So keep your hands up and have those conversations. While we up here maybe look forward a little to the Christmas special, which, Marcus, I think is sort of is going to be your farewell, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I'm leaving with my doctor, yeah. It's a sad thing, but it's very exciting, and we're definitely going out with a bang. We'll make an impact as we go.
And is there anything you can tell us about what we could look for?
When I'm sat this close to Stephen?
Utterly, as long as it's utterly enigmatic.
There's nothing I can say except that I highly recommend watching it.
Excellent, okay. Somehow think that we might all be doing that.
That's so like Northern Hype. I highly recommend watching it.
The lights are we ready for the questions? Yeah, can we have the first one?
Than last time.
All right, you're on. Oh, hi. Sir, tell us your name.
My name's Grant. Hi. So I'm trying so hard to keep my cool right now. Hi. Stories for Matt. Hi. My question is for Matt. Hi. What would you say to the fans who are complaining about an older Doctor coming in? Because they'll listen to you. Or they listen to you.
Oh, wow. Listen, I think so many people, when I started, were like, this guy can't be the Doctor. He's 26 years old. And what you have in Peter Capaldi is an actor of the highest order, a man of the. He's got great grace, and I mean, I think to anyone who has any doubts, go and watch half of The Thick of It, and you'll go, he's perfect. I mean, he's brilliant, and will be brilliant. And that is what the show should do. It should challenge what the idea is. I was a challenge. I wasn't an easy sell. And the fact that, that now people would think, oh, well, it should be a young man's show or whatever. No, what's brave is that they've gone, boom, let's go polar opposite and be courageous with it. And have no fear, he will smash the something polite out of it.